and the grammar that we use when we travel and we want to take tours. When you travel to other places, well, it's normal, you would like to take tours. So I will show you the vocabulary, some of the vocabulary that you are going to need. All right. Very well. So let's go. And we're going to learn some vocabulary. Okay, for tourism, that's one of the main reasons you sometimes learn a language, and the main reason you travel, tourism. So let's learn some of these vocabulary. Okay, so here we have a list of words first, and then we'll talk about the vocabulary and grammar that we have in specific tours. All right, so hold on. Very well. So here you will see some vocabulary. Okay. So this is key if you want to travel and do tourism. So we use these words. So you see here, right? We have accommodation. Accommodation, that's some of the vocabulary, accommodation. What do you think is the meaning of accommodation? In your opinion, what is accommodation? No idea? Your accommodation is the hotel, Airbnb, the place where you will stay. How could you translate that in English? Accommodation.
¿Sería como el hospedaje?
Exactly. So Cesar, what kind of accommodation do you prefer when you do tourism? Do you prefer hotels, Airbnbs, hostels?
Hotel.
Hotel, yeah. Do you like all-inclusive?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Very well. All-inclusive, it's very comfortable. You arrange everything, your transportation, you just arrive to your hotel and you stay in the hotel. It's very, very comfortable, very convenient. But that's a more expensive kind of accommodation, depending, right? Sometimes people prefer Airbnb and they can go out, and depends on your budget and depends what you would like to do. Okay, well, we have aquariums, some of those attractions. I think you know that an attraction, it's everything that you can go to see and do in a touristic place. For example, what's a common attraction you can see in Paris, in France? What is a very famous attraction from Paris?
Eiffel Tower.
Very well. So that's the meaning, right? Attraction. Very well. Those places you can go. All right. We have also Carnival. This is more like kind of thing in Brazil, but well, the first thing that comes to my mind is Brazil, the Carnival. But there are carnivals everywhere. So those dances, the music, people disguising. Okay. They have the word destination. So we have destination. And the opposite, we would say the departure, right? Departure and destination. Departure is de donde se sale. For example, if you're flying from Mexico to Canada, so your departure could be Mexico City Airport. So your destination, I don't know, imagine that. Usually to Canada, there are direct flights, son vuelos directos, right? But you may go through something that we call a stop, right? Or layover, que sería una, how do you call it? Es una parada en el vuelo, right? Una escala. So, but your destination finally could be, for example, Canada. All right, so that's what we have here. Okay, the next one is ecotourism. Ecotourism. So what do you think is this? You see, we have the prefix eco. Well, I think you know what ecotourism is, right? What is ecotourism? You see a pronunciation, right? Tourism. That's how you pronounce. And tourist, turista. Right? Ecotourism. So like ecological. Well, obviously, if you take a plane, and you go somewhere, I don't know if that is considered ecological, but still, there are some hotels that are ecological, right? But well, anyway, when you go and you're in touch with nature, it's normal that these things deteriorate, right? Okay, now we have exhibition, like an art exhibition. You could think, for example, our exhibitions in Paris, art galleries are other thing. Galleries are usually static, right? Art galleries are usually static, right? Son las galerías ya con obras que generalmente son siempre las mismas, right? An exhibition is temporary. Las exhibiciones son temporales, right? So, yes, these are some examples. There are many galleries, for example, you can visit in big cities like London, Paris, Rome. You can see many of them. Okay, we have festival, foreigner. What is foreigner, guys? What is the meaning of foreigner? Would anyone tell me? What is the meaning of foreigner?
I don't know, teacher.
Okay, very well. So foreign is the adjective, foreign country, un país extranjero. So foreigner is the person that lives in other countries. Es un extranjero. Foreigner, extranjero. All right, so you go to their country, well, you will be the foreigner. If other person from other country comes here, they are foreigners. Guest, what is the meaning of guest?
Invitado.
Invitado. Okay. Very well, so you are in the hotel, you are a guest of the hotel. Okay. Guided tour. We have tour, right? The word tour, right? We know what a tour is, right? But guided, what do you think is guided tour?
El guía turístico.
That will be a guide. Guide es el guía. But guided tour,
Un guiador de turismo.
no, that's the guide. Guide es el guía.
Un recorrido guiado. Algo así.
Exactly, un tour guiado. Very well. Hostel. You know, can you describe what a hostel is? What's the difference between a hotel and a hostel?
Un hostal.
Yes, you know what? How can you explain it to other person? What if someone doesn't know what a hostel is? How can you explain that? ¿Cómo podríamos explicar qué es un hostel?
Maybe the hotel is expensive and hostel is
Mhm.
economic.
It's economic, yes, and is a room in a hostel private? Is a room in a hostel private? No, right?
In the hostel, you share room. Bueno, you
Room.
share room or bedrooms with other persons.
Yeah, you sleep with them, right? Yes, they have it's a room with different beds. So hostels make a lot of money. Well, the disadvantages are that, well, I think the comfort is lost. There are some people that love socializing, but personally, I think I would not be able to do it. Unless in the hostel, it was just everyone is my family, you know, but yeah, hostel definitely not an option for me. I would never try it, never. Unless my only option would be to sleep on the street, you know, so hostel would be the last thing I would use. But definitely I would never choose a hostel to go on a vacation. That would be not comfortable. Okay, then we have the next expression is a landmark. Landmark. What is landmark? For example, if you think about important cities, so a very important landmark in London is the Big Ben, right? So you can think about the Big Ben, London Eye, those are landmarks. If you think about Rome, so the Colosseum is the landmark. If you think about Germany, so it can be the Berlin Wall, right? So that's another landmark, right? That's another landmark. Okay. So what is the meaning of landmark? What is landmark?
Un punto de referencia.
Well, it's more than that. Más que un punto de referencia, es algo, puede ser un monumento. Lo que pasa es que puede ser varias cosas, right? Usually it can be monuments. They can be very important buildings, edificios muy importantes, arquitectura, I don't know, some were charged with a lot of history, algo que está cargado con mucha historia, identidad del lugar, right? That's a landmark. I don't know what could be the exact translation, but yes, so all these are landmarks, right? Okay. Very well. So when you travel, cuando tú viajas, pues lo que quieres ver es esto, ¿no? Los más importantes lugares donde está la historia del lugar, right? Landmark. Mexico City, you have the Independence Angel. or the Revolution Monument, right? Okay, so those are landmarks. Leisure means fun, right? Leisure means fun, diversión, right? Leisure, entretenimiento, diversión, right? So you will say leisure activities, actividades de esparcimiento, diversión, actividades de entretenimiento, leisure. Okay, memorable. So memorable, you see we have this adjective, pues bueno, nosotros entendemos porque igual es en español, memorable, right? But it comes from memory y el sufijo que estábamos viendo toda la clase, la semana pasada, prefijos y sufijos. So we have able, memorable, so means memorable, right? That you can remember. Okay, monument, museum, museums, right? Check just the pronunciation, museum. Okay, nightlife, vida nocturna. Do you like nightlife when you visit places? Or you prefer just to go to places in the morning, go to rest in the night, or do you like nightlife?
In the day, teacher.
Where?
In day.
During days. Yeah, during the day is better for me. I haven't learned yet to enjoy the nightlife. For me, nightlife is something tiring, something stressing. I don't like to go out after I've been busy the whole day. After I have been doing activities during the day and going out at night just to continue, just to go to a discotheque or going to a very noisy place to dance. I have friends that do it. If I have friends that go and they like to have drinks and if I have a drink, I prefer to do it like inside my home. I prefer to be with friends at home or at the pool, but I don't like to have to go to a bar. I don't like to go to discotheques. Too noisy. The smell of cigarette, right? Honestly, not for me. But I've seen that some people enjoy it too much. For me, it's exhausting. I can't do it. I prefer 1,000 times to be at home, even with friends, but at home. Because there's always people you don't know. You're always anxious. You don't know if there will be another person you need to be afraid of, or if you need to take care of your stuff, right? So for me, nightlife is something that I can pass. I can pass. I don't want it. Okay, passenger. What is passenger?
Pasajero.
Pasajero, very well. Reservation. Okay, reservation. Ruin. Ruin is el verbo arruinar, right? So tell me, what things do you think can ruin your holiday? ¿Qué cosas podrían arruinar sus vacaciones? Holiday también significa día festivo en inglés americano, but in British English it means, quiere decir vacaciones. So you can say holiday or vacation. So tell me some things that can ruin your holiday or vacation.
The rain, maybe.
Rain, yes, bad weather. What else? ¿Qué más?
An accident.
Accidents, yes. Scams. Okay, so we want to avoid that, right? Okay, scenery. Scenery nos referimos al paisaje, right? Scenery. So some people enjoy while doing tourism to look for beautiful sceneries for pictures, right? And in fact, we have the expression Instagrammable. Instagrammable. Ya esta es expresión que es como Instagrameable, Instagrameable, right? Instagrammable in English. To look for good spots como buenos puntos para tomar una foto, the good spots. That's what some people like to do, look for scenarios. And I really like, for example, going and do the next activity that says sightseeing. Haciendo actividad sightseeing. I really like doing sightseeing. Sightseeing is enjoying the scenery. Is going to high places, usually high places, lugares muy altos, where you can enjoy the city, where you can appreciate all the landforms, the mountains, the river, the sea, like this kind of, I like this activity, sightseeing. I think it's calm. I think it's very peaceful. I think you can have very good pictures. And I think that it's very worth it when you can go sightseeing. It really makes my day to go sightseeing. Okay, and souvenirs, finally, right? So whenever you go to another country, well, people are wondering if you got them souvenirs, right? Hay gente que, bueno, cuando haces el viaje y se preguntan si les trajiste algún souvenir, right? Friends or workmates. So, well, this is some vocabulary that we use when we travel, okay? Now, we'd like to show you the next things, right? We have aquí tenemos unos tours. Vamos a leerlos y después vamos a comentar el vocabulario, right? But so that you can know, right, what to expect, because when you go to another country, remember that all the information is in English and you need to understand everything. This is a website that I recommend, Viter. Viter is, or Viator, bueno, lo pronuncian distinto, right? But Viter is TripAdvisor. Is the TripAdvisor. Well, you can get a very good service. I sometimes get tours from here cuando tengo los tours aquí. Although it's always recommendable to get them in the place, right? When you go to touristic places, there are the companies that offer the tours, and there are companies that reoffer the tours. So you like to be careful with that, right? Cuando vas a un lugar turístico, siempre van a haber los que venden los tours y personas que revenden los tours o compañías que revenden los tours. Entonces, Viter esa es una desventaja, right? That those are probably not the company, but is going to be probably more expensive here than it would cost if you know the company. So if you know a company that is direct, that it's a direct, they offer the service directly, si conoces a una empresa, no que te va a enviar con otra empresa, con otra empresa para que te hagan el servicio, sino que ellos mismos te lo ofrecen, esos son los más económicos, right? Y es lo más seguro, because sometimes they offer some things, depends on how up to date they are, pero incluso podría estar desactualizado algún dato, alguna información. So it's always good to know if you can try to see who you can do who you can hire the service with, con quién se puede contratar el servicio. Y quiénes son pues, los revendedores que evidentemente se dedican a eso, a publicitarlo, a ponerlo en sitios web para que sea ellos obtengan alguna comisión, y por ello es más caro comprar tours de esa forma, adquirir tours de esa forma, right? And we have here some information. Let's analyze all this information, right? So it says Eiffel Tower. Bueno, y aquí nos dice qué es. Skip the line, summit with host. Entonces, skip the line. ¿Qué es esto de skip the line? ¿A qué se refiere? Skip the line.
Siguiente línea.
Skip. What is skip? I don't like this song. Skip the song. Next. Imagine someone is playing a song. I don't like it. Skip it.
Similar change.
Saltarse. Exactly. Okay, Eiffel Tower. Skip the line. Saltarse la fila. Okay, sáltate la fila. Skip the line. Skip. Okay. Ese es summit with host. Es como directamente con el host, digamos, la persona que ofrece el servicio, el que te invita, right? Meaning, so how would we say that? If I get this tour, me salto la fila y voy directamente con el guía. Okay, well, that's the advantage. Esa es la ventaja que ofrece. Okay, well, let's pay attention to all the details. So, always check that the prices are dollars or euros or pounds or whatever, right? Check that. Ok, entonces aquí dice likely to sell out. ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Likely to sell out. Likely, primero, ¿qué es likely? What is likely? Probablemente.
Probable. Ujú.
Ujú. Probablemente, ¿qué? Sell out.
Probablemente agotado.
Agotado, exactly, very well. Sell out es que se vendió, que se agotó, right? Likely to sell out. Probablemente se llegue a agotar, es decir, que lo tienes que hacer rápido para que no se agote, right? Si no estuviera disponible, te va a aparecer sold out. Sold out, que ya está agotado, right? It will appear like sold out. Aquí todavía no, but they're saying like hurry, to make you hurry. Right, so you can choose the day, you can choose the people, the time, if available, right? Y aquí ya se checa la disponibilidad, right? Availability. So there's always a good option to ask, is it available? ¿Está disponible? Siempre es bueno preguntar, is it available? Is it available? Or is there availability? También puedes preguntar. Is there availability? ¿Hay disponibilidad? Is it available? Is there availability? Okay. Is there room? Puedes preguntar, is there room también? ¿Hay espacio para, no sé, is there room for one more person? ¿Hay espacio para una persona más? Is there room for one more person? Is there room for two more people? Okay, so you can ask these questions. Is it available? Is there availability or is there room? Those are common questions, right? Okay, and it says another thing, right? Que ya vimos los prefijos y sufijos, vimos que es none, y aquí está el otro sufijo que es able. So what is non-refundable? What is non-refundable?
No reembolsable.
Exactly, very well. So if you get it, you get sick, sorry, no, there's no excuse, como que no hay ninguna excusa o algo que se pueda hacer, incluso si llegaras a enfermar o cualquier cosa grave, pues bueno, no se puede cancelar, right? Okay, so it's non-refundable. It says you will not receive a refund if you cancel. So you see here we have will, is the future will, because we are talking about the consequences if something happens. Cuando hablamos totalmente de las consecuencias de algo, si algo más sucede, eso utilizamos entonces futuro con will. If you cancel, this is the condition, the consequence, you will not receive a refund if you cancel. Okay, very well. So now, let's see the overview, okay? ¿Podrías, por favor, ayudarnos a leer, Carla, por favor? Overview. Overview es como una... ¿Cómo podríamos decir? Overview.
Como una descripción.
Descripción general. Exactly, please. Let's read.
Todo el párrafo, teacher.
Yes, please.
Okay. Overview. Bypass the long lines at the Eiffel Tower with this tour that includes summit access. After fast track, skip the line access. Proceed to the second level to survey the city from the viewing platforms while listening to commentary about Paris culture, traditions, and history. Then proceed to the summit to see Gustav Eiffel's private apartments and sip champagne from the on-site bar on expense. Skip the line admission tickets to the Eiffel Tower. Learn about Paris culture, traditions, and history. Panoramic views from the second and third history viewing platforms. Sip champagne from the on-site bar on own expense.
Mhm. Very well. Okay, so advantages. ¿Cuáles son las ventajas, right? Bypass. Bypass. This expression is like evitar, right? In this case, la larga fila. And includes summit access. Summit aquí hace referencia a subir hasta la cima, acceso a la cima. Bueno, a lo más alto, ¿no? De la torre. After fast track. Ok. After fast track. Después de eso también el salir va a ser rápido. Salir de la torre. So it's a skip the line. Access. Acceso para evitar la fila. Proceed to second level to survey the city from viewing platforms while listening to commentary. El commentary es como comentario, pero en realidad es simplemente como explicación, como turística de un guía. En este caso, pues es como una grabación que te explica about Paris, culture, traditions, and history. To the summit to see Gustav Eiffel's private apartments and sip champagne from the on-site bar. Ok, entonces te van a llevar aquí al apartamento privado de Gustav Eiffel, el que hizo la torre Eiffel. I imagine that is obviously after the Eiffel Tower. You go to an apartment with a view of the Eiffel Tower, right? Y te dan, y aquí no dice una copa ni una botella, dice sip. So it's very little, te dan muy poquito, right? Y aparte es con tu own expense. ¿Qué quiere decir? Own expense. Porque te llevan al bar, pero dice own expense. Own es propio. Expense, gasto. Right? So what do we get from own expense? What happens? Are the drinks included or not? Entonces, ¿las bebidas estarían incluidas o no? Del bar.
No.
No, they're not included. Okay, well, so those are the things from they're included, right? So you also want to pay attention to advantages, right? And the disadvantages. Okay. So what is not included? The hotel pickup and drop-off. You need to go there by your own. Tienes que llegar ahí por tu propia cuenta. Okay, there is no pickup, que sería recogida. Drop-off, que te dejen en el hotel. Como que no tenemos una palabra en español, pero bueno, aquí lo estamos utilizando como sustantivos. Hotel pickup, que sería que te recojan en el hotel, and drop-off, que te dejen en el hotel, right? Okay. Food and drinks not included, so you need to get it, right? Is 1,000, and the event, I think it also says, right, it's 1 hour 30 minutes. 1 hour 30 minutes, right, for this price. Also something to consider. Okay, there are some other expressions. You can check the reviews. Okay, well, some say that you still have to make line. Dicen, ahora sí tienes que hacer fila. Well, some of the things you need to consider. And after that, you consider you buy the tour or you don't do it, right? Okay, we'll have here another. This is in Germany, in Berlin. Okay, very well. So let's read now this. Please, Cesar, let's read this tour about Berlin. Can you please read first the title? Primero el título.
Yes, teacher. Big Bus Berlin Hop Off, Sightseeing Tour.
You say sightseeing. Sightseeing.
Sightseeing Tour. Okay.
Sightseeing tour. Yes, so it's hop on, hop off. Hop on, hop off es una manera de decir, bueno, aquí se escribe con, en realidad con el hyphen, el guión, hyphen. Hop on, eso es subirse al autobús, right? You say get on, o you say hop on, es como saltar en el autobús. Hop up, pues saltar fuera del autobús. Simplemente subirse y bajarse. So this ticket allows you, este es un tour en un autobús, right? But you can go up and you can go on. You can get on and you can get off as often as you need. Pero te puedes bajar de ese autobús y te puedes volver a subir las veces que desees durante cierto tiempo, right? Because there are many of these buses. Okay, so let's read. You see the price. The price is something affordable, no está muy caro, right? But the time, 40 minutes to 2 hours. Well, let's see about this hop on, hop off. Okay. All right, can you please read the description, Cesar, the overview?
Yes, the overview. Say goodbye, subway, and hello, 360-degree views. When you book this hop-off ticket on a classic open-top bus, 2 great routes with live guides or recorded commentary, cover Berlin's central attractions, and the app lets you track the next bus in the real time. Opt for a 24-hour ticket, a 48-hour ticket with a walking tour, or a 48 hours deluxe ticket with a walking tour and evening tour. See the Berlin sign from an open top bus on 2 city centers routes. Enjoy a pre-recorded commentary that brings the city's history to life. Experience a guide explaining the history and significance of the sign included in the 48 hours option. Choose between a 24 hours or 48 hours ticket to suit your itinerary.
Okay, thank you. So the words we see, right, is okay, dice, entonces dile adiós al metro, right? Hola, 360-degree views, las vistas de 360 grados. We already explained, right? The hop on, hop off ticket on a classic open top bus. Aquí tenemos prefijos, open top bus. ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Open top bus. What is that?
¿Boleto de bus abierto?
No, y aquí ya no estamos hablando del ticket. Aquí está hablando del autobús. A classic open top bus. Check the bus. Open top.
¿Sería el área abierta del bus, la que no tiene techo como tal?
En la parte de arriba,
sin
¿no?
techo,
Del bus.
very well. Exactly. No tiene techo, a eso se refiere. Right? A classic A classic open top bus. Very well. Dos grandes rutas o comentario grabado. O sea, no comentarios, sino la explicación grabada, which I don't like it too much. I prefer to have a guide. Recorded commentary, no thanks. Well, obviously they speak English, right? Y habla alemán, pues no, mejor pone el audio en inglés, right? Cover Berlin Central attractions and the app lets you track. Dice, cubre las principales atracciones, ya vimos esta palabra en la otra hoja de vocabulario, right? Atracciones centrales de Berlín. Y la app te deja rastrear el autobús en tiempo real. Ok, opta por un ticket de 24 horas o el de 48 horas, with a walking tour, con un tour para poder caminar, y otro, el de 48 horas, que es un ticket deluxe o premium para caminar en un tour nocturno. All right, so they give you these different options. All right, it says, vemos que es open top bus, ve las vistas de Berlín desde un autobús con techo abierto y dos rutas de las centrales de la ciudad. Enjoy, disfruta un pre-recorded. ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Prefijo pre. What is pre-recorded?
Grabación.
Pregrabado. Yes. Un audio, una grabación pregrabada que trae la historia de la ciudad a la vida. Ok, experience a guide. Experimenta con un guía explicando la historia y lo significante de las vistas que se incluye en la opción de 48 horas. Y después te dice, escoge cualquiera de estas opciones que se ajuste a tu itinerario. Okay, very well. So, what's included, what's not included, right? You have only immediate hop-on, hop-off access throughout your ticket validity. Así que durante el tiempo que es válido el ticket, te puedes bajar y subirte al autobús lo que necesites. Insightful bus tour commentary, como interesantes audios con explicación de la ciudad, right? In 8 languages, maybe there's a Spanish or English. Live guide, guía en vivo, right? Audio guided walking tour, con audios, right? Guía con audios. Complementary currywurst on the 48-hour ticket option. O cuando utilizamos complementary, es como que generalmente no está incluido, pero te lo dan como para... En realidad está contemplado, pero es como un extra, vamos a decir. And that's the pronunciation. I think it's currywurst or something. I think it's like very traditional sausages. Son salchichas, vamos a decir. So they're included. Okay, panoramic live guided evening tour. Very well. Okay, so we check the options too, right? It says, so that means aquí se reserva, pero se paga ya hasta que llegas al lugar, right? Free cancellation, up to 24 hours in advance. ¿Cómo entienden esta frase? Up to 24 hours in advance. What does that mean?
¿Se puede cancelar 24 horas antes?
Exactly, muy bien. Up to es como hasta 24 horas in advance anticipación. So you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance. Okay, very good. So we're going to watch now a video. We're going to watch a video about one of the most beautiful towns or villages to visit in Europe. Okay, so let's watch it. Okay, let's watch it.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I spent the last few years exploring Europe, and I want to show you some of my favorite villages. So here is my European villages top 10.
Vamos a ver como de ciudades europeas, ¿no? London, Rome. No, let's watch like small towns, como algo auténtico, right? Como los pueblos de Europa, ¿no? De los más hermosos. Let's watch.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I spent the last few years exploring Europe, and I want to show you some of my favorite villages. So here is my European villages top 10. Europe is home to some of the world's most enchanting villages, from the fairy tale town of Hallstatt to the seaside views of Positano. Europe's villages
Maybe
remain.
you want to write it down too, right? Positano. Positano is in Italy, if I'm not wrong. Yes, Italy. Seaside views. Con vistas al mar. Seaside. It's in the seaside.
Unmatched to the rest of the world. Let's start this video off in northern Norway in the village of Rain. Now located in the Lofoten Islands, Rain was founded back
creo
and
que es
matched to the rest of the world. Let's start this video off in
Acá
northern
empezar
Norway
con
in the
uno en Noruega. Northern Norway. The village. This is Norway.
village
Rain.
of Rain. Now
In Norway.
located in the Lofoten Islands, Rain was founded back in 1743 as a fishing village and trading post. Today it has a population of around 300 residents, but it's visited by thousands of people thanks to its unique beauty. I mean, I was here a few years ago and I was just blown away by its massive sea mountains that dwarf over the village. Rain is full of those classic red and yellow Norwegian houses. I mean, they're so cool. The one thing you can do while you're in Rain is hike up to the nearby mountain called Rheinbringen. You'd be able to get some incredible views over Rain and the surrounding villages. I mean, just so incredible up there. Afterwards, we're going to head down to northern Italy to visit Verona. Located on
Italy.
Lake Como, this is one of the most idyllic places I've ever been to. Verona was founded all the way back in the 8th century by local fishermen. I stayed several nights here and it was such an enjoyable and relaxing time. I love walking around the village through all its cobblestone alleyways. There's a great plaza and an impressive church. And there's also this little beach on the southern side. It was a fun place to swim and enjoy some of Lake Como's water. Now, one of my favorite places I went to in Verona was its northern shore. There's restaurants and a little stone beach where you can watch the small waves roll in, accompanied by some of Lake Como's majestic swans. I think one of my favorite things I did was just enjoying the sunset on the docks there. I mean, this place is truly incredible. Afterwards, we're going to head over to Switzerland to visit the mountain village of Wengen. Now founded back in the 13th century, I believe Wengen is home to the most beautiful view in the world as it overlooks the valley below. Now the village is home to around 1,300 residents year-round,
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
but it gets
You know,
many
I love these
visitors
views.
during the
Like
summer.
my favorite are two kinds of views, or a view to the sea, or a view in the middle of the forest. Like those are, I can decide between the two of them because I love both. But I really like the views to the sea or the views in the mountains and forest.
summer and winter months. Now to get to Wengen, you can't drive there. It's one of Switzerland's car-free villages, but you
You can
can
go
either
there in car. No hay paso por automóvil. You need to go by bike or donkey or
hike or take one of the most scenic train rides from the town of Lauterbrunnen. It costs
train,
around $13
but
round trip
not
and winds up the
cars.
mountain. The views on the train ride will take your breath away. Now once you get to Wengen, you can walk around its paths and just marvel at all the Swiss chalets and incredible views of the valley below. Now after, we're going to visit the nearby alpine village of Grindelwald. When you think of Switzerland, this is it. Swiss chalets, green pastures, and mountains everywhere you look. I've been here several times over the years and it never ceases to blow my mind. The village is overlooked by the massive Eiger Mountain. It's just hard to fathom how big it is. In Grindelwald, there's a lot to do. I was just there recently and me and my brother rented some e-bikes and rode them up the mountain. We made it to the famous first cliff walk and checked that out. Then we rode to the lake Bakalpsee. I mean, I can't recommend Grindelwald enough. There's just something magical about
So I would
the
like
Swiss
to ask
village.
you, Diego, what country would you like to visit, or countries? What country would you like to visit? Okay, maybe Laura, what country would you like to visit? Okay, maybe Lisbeth, what country would you like to visit?
Swiss, Suiza, ¿o cómo se dice?
Switzerland. Yes, Switzerland. Swiss es suizo. Switzerland. Switzerland. Yes, me too. Beautiful. Okay. How about you, Itzel? What country would you like to visit?
Canadian and Finlandia.
London. Okay. Can you tell me a landmark in London?
London.
Can you tell me a landmark in London?
I don't know, teacher. I don't say London.
Ah, you didn't say London. Sorry, what did you say?
No.
Sorry.
Canadian.
Say again?
Canadian.
Canarian.
Yes.
The Canarian Islands in Spain. In Spain? Yes, right?
Canadian and Finlandia.
So I don't know what you're, sorry. Finland. What's the name of that again? ¿Cuál es lo que puedes escribir quizá?
¿El qué, teacher?
Yes, can you please write down the name of the place? Porque dice que es en Finlandia, right? Pero dijiste
Finlandia
alguna ciudad.
and Canada. Canada.
Canada. Canada.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Canada es que entendí que es Canadia, so I wasn't sure. But okay, Canada y ¿cuál es la ciudad? What is the city you want to see?
Cataratas del Niágara.
The Niagara Falls. The Niagara Falls, they're in Toronto, right?
Yes.
Okay, very well. Well, the Niagara Falls are both in United States and Canada because it's a natural borderline, es como una frontera natural, right? Between Canada and United States. So the Niagara Falls. Very good, very interesting. Cesar, what country would you like to visit?
Two countries, Italy and Portugal.
Okay, very well. For example, would you like to visit Lisbon?
Yes, Lisbon,
Porto.
Porto, Praga.
Yes, me too. Prague, Czech Republic. Yeah, very well. Carla, what countries would you like to visit?
Switzerland too, and Italy.
Italy. The man show Positano, right? In Italy, it's very beautiful. It's by the sea, and you have these incredible views. Well, guys, so very important to continue mastering your English, right? For these trips. Look at those beautiful houses, apartments. Oh my God, must be beautiful living here. The oranges or lime, I don't know, or lemon, right? Very well. So guys, we continue talking about future, and I want just to make a different class, more like in vocabulary based, that you can know how to describe and how to understand the tours. So, well, thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing those places you want to visit. So guys, we'll see you tomorrow. See you the next class.